inevitable.
You have to use your hands? That's like a baby's toy.
I'm totally Batman.
Oh, man.
Shh. Communing with the earth spirits.
Welcome to California, bud.
Cowabunga.
And after that, I just sort of space out for about an hour.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Secondary Heroes podcast. We're talking about Stranger Things Season 4, Part 1. We're going to recap all 7 episodes to get hyped up for Part 2 coming in on July 1st, right?
Yeah, this week.
Yeah,
that
so
was
it's
quite the intro.
I know, but there's a lot going on. It's Stranger Things time. This is your host, Trevor, and joining me as usual is...
Hey, guys, it's Brog.
Spooky as ever. This is Alexander Wolfgang. Not that spooky, I guess. Hey, guys.
Woo! There's a lot of
It seems like it's been
right
forever
now.
since Season 3 of Stranger Things came out. So luckily I rewatched Seasons 1, 2, and 3. I had that catch up. So I was right into Season 4. And Season 4... I'll do a non-spoiler start off of Season 4. I was pleasantly surprised after watching Season 2 and 3. Like, Season 1 is outstanding TV. It could have been one season. We'd have been perfectly fine.
Yes,
Netflix
agreed.
is like, we need more. And so we got Season 2 and 3. And I feel like Season 4, they finally maybe went back to the drawing board and came up with a new show rather than trying to just recreate the success of Season 1. But again, we've only watched Part 1. I don't know how Part 2 is going to get, but I've enjoyed Part 1 of Season 4 so far.
That's well said, actually. I think that's kind of where I'm at, where I think that the first season is still one of my favorite seasons of television. It hit that perfect nostalgia and creepiness and horror, and I don't know, it was perfect. And then, 2 and 3, not so much. I mean, I enjoyed aspects of it, but I just didn't really care for them as much. And I think that this is a return to form. I think it feels like not a retread, but like they really did come up with a whole new story that still is tied to the first season, and then just ramped everything else up and put so much money into it. I mean, every episode felt like a feature film in terms of quality. So the quality,
and time,
and time for sure.
In time, unfortunately, yes, and time. Which I was fine with. I don't know if you guys had any issues with that, but I could have even gone longer for each episode. That's how much I enjoyed them. So the length of the episode was not an issue for me. I know I'm probably the only one.
Oh no. I'm totally with you guys on this. I'm a Stranger Things fan. I love it. I really think that it's such a fun show. Season 1, like you guys said, one of the best things that has ever come on Netflix ever. I feel like maybe because I'm the normie of the episode, Season 2 still real fun to me. Season 3 was
Season 2. It's fine.
I think the problem was that one episode in Season 2 that really hurt that entire series.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on beyond that one.
No, yes, of course. Season 3, yes, I loved it because it was the neon 80s. Like, how much fun was that? And now Season 4, I will say at the beginning, I was a little confused. I wasn't quite sure where they were going with this, and still kind of like, but I think around the end of Part 1 here, it explained everything perfectly, and it not wrapped it up, but it made you so excited to just, I want the new episodes to come out now, man. I'm like, why do we have to wait so long? Like, this is
so long.
So long. Yeah, we waited 2 years for Season 8 of Game of Thrones, and here we are waiting 2 months for 2 more episodes. But oh my god, dude, I'm loving it. It's just fun. I will say, I wish I would have watched it, or I wish I could have gotten into Stranger Things. Oh god, this is gonna hurt me somewhere down the road, without my wife.
Oh,
I didn't know that's what you were gonna say.
Just because this is a tough watch with some of the visuals in more this season than any season. The visuals alone are
horror
like
stuff.
The horror stuff. She's not really into horror. She's not really into
Michelle isn't
God,
either.
yeah, and it makes it tough. But the thing is she's invested, so she's going to finish the show with me, which I'm glad. It's really nice that we have a show that we can watch together. But I feel like it makes it a little bit tougher for me to really get to enjoy it when I'm almost covering her eyes at certain parts.
Like where she's like covering her eyes, and you're like, "Yes, this is great."
I'm like,
Gore,
right, this
yes,
is
rip her in
it's
half,
happening,
yes.
baby.
That was me. I was all like, "Yes, give me more of this."
Well, okay. The issue is, yes, this is extremely dark season. With the visuals alone, it's gorier. There are things that like are very jarring for a regular viewer, and we don't get to watch the show until after 8:00. So when it is a 2-hour show limit, we're not getting to bed till extremely late at that point. I mean, extremely late for us because we're parents. 10:00 is very late, and it's like, well, and it's not like we started right at 8:00. We started at like 8:30 or 9, and then we're not getting to bed till 11.
Right.
And then she's
11.
got nightmares.
11.
But yeah, dude. So I mean, yeah. That's where I'll be.
Sense.
I'll be there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, can I just divert off of Stranger Things for a second?
Sure.
I watched Doctor Strange, guys. I watched it. I finally watched it.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
Okay.
I just want that to be known that this is this is Alex's spoiler-free review. I did not care for it. With the way you guys explained it way better and way like more interesting than it actually was. Because we recorded the episode together and I hadn't seen it yet. I thought it was more horror-y. I was like, oh, now this is going to be a horror movie. It really wasn't that much of a horror movie. It was like, yeah, she did like this kind of creepy thing, but it was like, I don't know.
I wouldn't say it was scary horror, in my opinion. It was more fun horror, like a Sam Raimi film, which it was. Like, I don't consider his movie scary. I consider them fun.
Well, and then like I wanted to see those other dimensions. I felt like we spent a lot of time talking about those other, like the paint dimension and all that other stuff. I know that we're totally off topic here real quick. I needed to talk about this really quick. I needed to talk about this with someone, and you guys are the only ones that I talk about with this stuff.
Let's do it.
Doctor Strange didn't like it. They didn't spend enough time in some of the other dimensions. The whole dimension, oh wait, go on red, go. I'm like, come on, that's just dumb. Anyways, that was it. That's my spoiler free. Okay. I mean, I enjoyed it. I just didn't like it.
No, don't worry. A lot of people, for some reason, when it came out in the theaters, it seemed everyone liked it. And now that it came out on streaming, everyone hates it. So it's fine.
I haven't seen any.
But that's everything. That's every movie and every TV show is like that. People hate it.
I feel like Encanto did the reverse.
Maybe.
Okay, there you go. There, I saw Doctor Strange, so now I can cross that off my list. Let's go to
Doctor Stranger Things time.
To another. There you go.
I love the segue, baby.
So, do you want to talk about socials?
Not really, but if you want to, you can check us out over on crossthestreamsmedia.com if you don't want to go over there. Well, actually, go over there because you can leave us a voicemail. What did you think of Doctor Strange? What did you think of Stranger Things? You can leave us a voicemail, tell us all that stuff. Here comes the hits, baby. Feel the vibe, because that's what we're doing right now. Hey, if you don't want to go over to crossthestreamsmedia.com, check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Secondary Heroes. Make sure that you also go over to YouTube, like and subscribe, and watch the video all the way through, because you know what? Helps the algorithm, gets more people viewing us. Not only that, we would love it if you guys could go over to iTunes and leave us a review over there. Preferably 5-star, because that definitely helps the algorithm get more people seeing us, and that's what we want. We want to be heard, baby. That's why we do this. Actually, we do this for you, because all this is free for you, and it's priceless to us. Here comes that hard cut, baby. Now. I'm going to edit that hard cut in there. Also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the coffee has finally kicked in. I noticed
from the moment we recorded our previous episode over an hour and a half ago.
Oh my god. Hey, that wasn't all me. That wasn't all me. Anyways, we're talking Stranger Things, baby. Let's do it.
If you haven't seen part 1 yet of Stranger Things, again, July 1st, part 2 is coming out, and we're going to spoil all of part 1. And they have some new stuff to spoil, so keep that in mind before we get going.
There you go.
Now
I think we'll start with some highlights, and my big highlight is the Netflix in logo in the upside down right at the start. I
That was
really,
fun,
really
right? The
like it.
Demogorgon sound. I like it. Yes.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
I know what you're talking about. Weird. I usually skip over that type of stuff. So
It's a fun little homage. I wish that Netflix would do that for all their shows, to change the little N logo some kind of
Yeah,
theme
to something,
inspired
whatever
thing.
the theme is, right? Whatever the show is.
Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe
Well,
they
there you
will
go.
start doing that now.
right off the bat, I mean, they didn't
Right.
even start the episode yet, and you were already liking it.
I know.
There you go.
Unbelievable! This
Crazy
is a
stuff.
first, baby.
And so I think the big takeaway for this entire season is the connection to horror movies. Like, it's a very homage inspiration, because the 80s is a perfect time for horror movies. That's when horror movies were probably the hottest in
Mhm.
American pop culture time. And so it's good that they're diving into those ideas, whether it's Freddy Krueger or, I mean,
Oh,
they're
wow,
doing
yeah.
Pennywise stuff. They're doing all kinds of stuff.
They really
It's a lot
are.
of
They're
horror.
hitting on all of them. Yeah. I mean, it's almost like I do feel like there are scenes that are almost like beat by beat from that horror movie.
Mhm.
That
I'm
is
sure it's
ripping-
intentional. Sure.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, it's fantastic, because if you like 80s horror, I mean, how could you not like this? Yeah, right? 80s horror, dude. It's
Exactly.
fun.
I mean, they even got Freddy Krueger to be in this. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's exciting.
That scene is
Great.
outstanding too. Just his storytelling. I love that kind of thing where it's a really good story told by a character within the context of another story. It's always enjoyable.
Yes, especially when they're good at storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a really good job with that. That was horror. Like that was some sick horror. That
So
scene.
throwing at the beginning, having that warning too, man. Like
Oof.
right, and then it jumps right into it.
Then you're like, oh my god, yeah.
Because I
Right into
remember
it.
watching this almost like after watching the news
Mhm.
and seeing all that stuff, and then jumping right into the show. And I think that was one of the things that kind of made it hard for us, and
Right.
mainly my wife. That there's some pretty heavy duty visuals in this show. It
Really
is
unfortunate
wild.
timing.
It is
Very
unfortunate
unfortunate timing. Now, could you
Yes.
imagine if, because of what happened, like other shows, like other movies, if they waited a year to bring it out to kind of like,
Mhm.
I don't want to say soften the blow, but
Right.
I mean, other shows and TV and movies have done it in the past.
Well, not
Yeah.
to be too political, but you might be waiting a long time.
Yeah, it might be forever, sadly, in this country.
Oh my God, that's true. Wow.
No, I mean for real. Unfortunately, so
There's just no way to put that nicely.
no. But it was still a shocking opening, and it was just as shocking to see 11 turn around at the end and have the bloody eyes, and us thinking, "Oh my God, she did all this!" Like that was a fun way to start the season.
Well, and that's where the confusion starts. When you're when
Because it
when
doesn't
I-
really look like 11. It was weird casting.
Well, not even that. No. Well, they de-aged her. All they did was use her and de-aged her. They
No,
didn't
they used
use
an actress.
Yeah,
They
no,
did?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They used an actress, and they put the face over her.
Interesting. No,
Yeah.
I just found it to be very confusing. Even my wife goes, "Well, what character is that?" I was like, I think that's 11. She
But
goes,
I
"No,
knew
that
who it
couldn't
was
be."
supposed to be, but I was like, is this a new kid?
Right.
I was not confused. I knew right away because they said 1979. I was like, oh, this is the past, and this is young.
I knew who it
Lauren.
was supposed to be, Prague. I'm saying
yeah,
it didn't
it-
look like who it was supposed to be.
Oh yeah, I got you. Sure.
Well,
I mean,
and
it's
it's not
all
like
that
they
de-aging
lingered
stuff.
on her face either. They didn't linger on it. It was like she turns around, you saw real quick the bloody eyes, and then cut. So it wasn't like you could really focus on, oh, this is 11. Yeah.
No,
it
I
was
knew
whatever.
for sure it was 11. I'm not too sure what you're talking about.
Well, no. For instance, like my wife, she goes, I don't know who that was. What was that all
Ah.
about? So,
I gotcha.
anyways.
I gotcha.
Anyways. But yeah,
So it's
so
confusing for some fans. Okay.
yes. Let's get out of that scene because that scene's
Right.
really rough.
So
Yes.
I think what is really interesting is that it's almost like they started season 2 and 3 the same thing, where we separate the band and then we know the band is going to get back together later. And
Blues
so
Brothers, man. That's right.
this time they were really heavy into it, that everyone is doing worse. Every single character is doing worse than when we last let them, and no more worse than Max. Max is doing the absolute worst of everyone. And it's really interesting because season 3 ends where Lucas and Max are singing Neverending Story and making fun of Dustin. And that was 3 months after the events of season 3. And then they have this one line where Max is like, I tried to put a smile face on. Like, they tried to essentially retcon the ending that they wrote for season 3 to see, oh, this Billy thing that really shouldn't have an impact on Max, it's devastated her. We're going to do an analogy to the Kate Bush song where she wants to swap places with the person who's passed away, and she's going to make a deal with God because it was such a traumatic thing that we have none, even the slightest glimmer that Max feels that way about Billy.
Yeah, at the end of season 3, doesn't she like go up to him and cry to him?
Barely. She's kind of sad.
No, she was pretty sad, I think.
I thought she was sad.
I just watched season 3 before season 4, like
That's-
literally
no.
that same day, and it's quite a juxtaposition of what it's really good. Like, Max does a great job in this season, and that storyline is really good. I just feel like they didn't earn it in season 3.
True, but I think like what I kind of read with her, like being at the therapist and being moody and stuff, wasn't just a result of Billy dying. It was a result of what happened after he died. Like, you know, her mother becoming the alcoholic and the stepdad
Right.
leaving them and everything. Like, I'm sure like she had to go through hell after that. Like, she was probably putting on the
Yeah.
happy face for a little bit to kind of get through it, because she wasn't like the biggest fan of Billy. But she understood the sacrifice, and I think just dealing with all of the aftermath of that household really weighed down on her, would be my guess.
Yeah,
That'd be my
I
take.
did, yeah.
I feel
As someone
like
who has
that's
grieved in my
inferring.
life, like
But
as
it's
is inferring,
inferring.
sure,
And also, grief is different for everyone, but
right?
they had a really interesting path for her grief storyline.
They
Well,
did.
it's too bad that
It
she
didn't
couldn't
bother me,
create-
but yeah,
she couldn't create her own town and manipulate everybody inside of
right.
it. Oh, Wanda. Anyways, yeah, dude. But she's doing so fantastic in this
Mhm.
series. So right now, she is such an interesting character, and she was last season too. But besides having to hear the song about 4 million times a day now on Instagram because it's the most popular thing to ever hit the internet right
It's
now.
it's a catchy song. I
Yeah,
feel
okay.
bad that it didn't really
It's also
hit.
your fault, Alice, because you also mentioned
It's-
it quite a few times on social media. FYI, wink, wink.
Wait, what?
You've mentioned this before on social media. I've seen
The
it. I can
Kate
bring
Bush.
up the post.
Oh, yes. Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
I can.
Well,
so you're
that's
part of the
problem.
problem.
Is the internet knows how to ruin good things. It's a
They
good
always do. This is the
song,
way it is.
but
yeah,
when you scroll through Instagram and it's literally like, make a deal with God, make a deal with God, make a deal with. It's like everybody's using the same song.
I don't scroll through
I'm-
like stuff like
Okay,
this. I don't know.
maybe I do.
Maybe don't do that.
Oh,
Leave that
don't
to the
worry. I've
teenagers.
actually had to cut back. I cut back pretty heavily now, so that's good.
Okay.
But it is a good song.
Anyway.
Actually, if you look up that song on YouTube, I watched the music video.
Mhm.
I think the best part of the song is what everybody uses on their Instagrams. The rest of the song, it's like a 9-minute song, and it's really
It's 5
kind of
minutes.
it's very long song though. It's a long song.
It is a long song.
I remember putting it on thinking, okay, I just need to hear this song from start to finish.
Yeah, me
There was
too.
there was a point where I was like, God, this song's not over. She's going.
It's
through
still
another-
going, and she keeps
It's
doing the
still
chorus over and over again.
Oh my God.
It's a good chorus.
The chorus is the best part of the entire
Takes a
song.
while to get up that hill, man. It's a big hill. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
she's
you
still
saw it.
going up that hill.
Holy,
Big hill.
what music video did you watch? Did you watch the live version or did you watch the one where they're doing all that dancing? Okay, I watched
Me?
the official. Yeah, you said
Well, I
that
didn't
you
watch
looked
the
it up
music
too.
video. No, I just found it.
Oh, I did, okay.
It's just like I added it to a playlist, and
Oh,
I
okay,
played it
okay.
for the first time. I was excited, and it just keeps going.
It's forever.
But those
It's a
first
forever
two
song.
notes are Stranger Things. Those
Yeah.
like synth chords, those are perfectly Stranger Things.
Yeah. I agree with that. Totally. Yeah. Kate Bush, you're doing great, man. I'm sure you're making millions right now. Good for you, dude. I love it. So let's get back to the movie, the show.
What is
Sorry,
this episode?
dude. The coffee is hitting differently tonight, man. Oh my god.
Oh, this is gonna be a stranger episode for sure. Cool. Well, what else do we have going on with this first episode here?
So
we got
this is just the Hellfire Club introduction, and I do want to give a shout out to, I don't know what his name is because it's been forever since I've watched it.
okay.
The
Eddie Munson?
new guy. What's his name?
Eddie
the
Munson.
new. Yeah,
Eddie Munson.
Eddie.
Said
He
that.
stands out. He's like
Yeah.
a really good character. I like him. I like the actor. I'm like, it's funny because I liked him more than any of the, like, they kept bringing back the recurring characters, and I'm like, oh, I'm done. I'm bored with you guys. I liked all the new characters. The dude who drives the pizza truck, I liked him too.
Oh, I got
really-
sick of that character real quick though.
No. I love that guy. I could do like a whole
I
show
feel
with
like those
him.
two were the best
No.
characters of everybody.
I
don't know.
have to agree.
Steve is still
Especially
up
not
there
Mike.
for me.
Oh my god,
Well,
Mike
Steve
and,
is
Mike
awesome.
and Will.
Oh, Mike and Will are
Woof.
the worst, dude.
Woof.
Oh,
Kill them off.
God.
Jonathan's pretty
Lord.
bad too.
Yeah.
Jonathan. Oh, God. What do we do? Did we even like this show?
I feel bad
no,
for
we
Nancy,
do, just
man.
those characters.
How did
Yeah,
Nancy
Nancy.
ever pick Jonathan over Steve?
No, just go back to Steve.
It doesn't
Come on.
make sense.
It's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
Steve's-
Just do it.
He's so much cooler, dude. He is
Yeah,
so
come
much
on.
cooler.
Steve's just a nice guy too. I don't know if Jonathan cares about anyone else besides himself.
At this point, yeah.
All right, so what are you guys thinking about this whole? Oh wait, are we going episode by episode, or
I
are we
don't know
just
what we're
gonna
doing.
bounce
We
around?
can talk about
Let's go.
Vecna if we want. Let's go.
I
do
wasn't
everything.
even going Vecna at this point.
Okay.
I'm sitting here thinking, was it necessary to have this whole Russian side quest? Because to me, I
So-
felt it was extremely unnecessary for the
I'll
show.
100% agree that every time that Joyce or Hopper was on screen, I was bored in that part of that
Mhm.
episode.
Yes,
I tuned out. I just tuned
Yep.
out completely. That is my one gripe with this season is
Yeah.
that storyline. I just
I
didn't.
didn't care. No.
It's like the whole momentum just stops every time that
Right.
scene happens. It was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. This is cool. This is scary. This is, and then bruh,
and it's like,
Hopper's
okay,
in
we're in
jail.
Russia now. It's like, oh my God.
Nobody knows the trouble. Oh my god! Here comes another 10-hour monologue by Hopper and why he's so sad.
Hopper had one good monologue though.
No, he did have a good one. He's a good
Yeah.
actor. I like the guy.
Yeah.
But it's like I feel like he was just saddled with this really bad storyline this season.
But okay, so out of that whole thing, I would say my favorite would have to be the man with no name.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was a great character.
He
He's
is.
a good actor.
Anytime I see him in anything, I'm like, I just love this guy.
He's a good
I
guy.
love him.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Oh.
He's a good guy. So,
But yeah,
good
he's
characters, but
great.
not the best scenes. So.
No,
No.
yeah, I was with you guys on that totally. I felt
And then
like
they
I was being
slow
ripped
built.
away.
Like I knew where they were headed the whole time because it was
Right.
the end credit scene of season 3. I'm like, just do it. And
Just do it.
I watched like 10 hours and it's still not happening.
I
It's
know,
like,
almost 10 hours. Nope. Still not there yet. Still not there. Where's the Demogorgon? Oh, no, okay. Maybe it's this episode. No, maybe now.
we're building to it. Nope,
No.
nope. We're going back to the kids back in America. It's like no.
Okay, but the Demogorgon scene.
But it's a cool
But
scene.
once he
It's a cool
does
scene.
show up,
Wow.
that is.
Whoa.
I was like, I would watch an entire movie that's like Predator or something, where it's just the Demogorgon going and killing people.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Unbelievable.
All in. All my chips are in for the Demogorgon. Let's go.
But
It was
that's the
such
thing.
a good scene.
We've never seen the Demogorgon like that though. Like
No,
we've
it was
only
great.
seen like this like weird kind of slow creature.
Yeah, he's like slow, like menacing, like not like this apex predator flying
Right.
around, ripping people in half and stuff.
Yeah, he was like
Unreal.
almost like a 12-foot version of the Demidog, just like super fast and quick
Mm-hmm.
and tearing people apart. It was great.
Loved it. I was like,
Yes.
it wasn't worth the wait, but I love that it exists. The wait was just so long.
Yes.
Yeah. And but the
Yeah.
likeliness as well of Winona Ryder meeting up with Hopper too. Like,
Well, that's how Stranger Things is.
It's-
Everything is very
Convenient.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Like season
That's
3
the
having the
show.
Russian base camp underneath
Just
the mall.
happens to be there.
Happens to
Yep.
be in. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
It's okay. It happens. You have to allow it
you're right.
sometimes.
You're right.
And then
I
there's
know.
also Eleven's being bullied thing. And
Mhm.
I feel like Angela in the roller rink was probably scarier than any point of Vecna in the entire show. Like, she's just the worst, dude.
She's a good
I
bully. Whoever that
agree.
actress is fantastic.
Oh, she's spot on being the worst.
Yeah, all the character actors this season were pretty phenomenal, I have to say. Even Chrissy, I really enjoyed Chrissy a lot. She was a great, like, that the girl that always gets killed in the beginning of a horror movie. Like, she was perfect as
Mhm.
that. She was really sweet and pretty.
Oh
and
my
like,
God,
you had to
yes.
kill her.
Also, not. I was looking at her, and I'm like, at certain angles, she looks like Hilary Duff, and now she looks like Rachel McAdams, and now she looks like
Uh-huh.
Jessica Alba. It's like, how does she look like all of these,
All these
people at
people.
once? It was so weird.
Yeah,
I do hate that she was gone so quickly, and
Yeah.
she was our first death in the show,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
she was episode
Seeing-
1 right away.
Seeing that death though was jaw dropping, literally jaw dropping.
Literally.
That was bonkers, man. Like right once that was happening, I was like, "Oh no, this is now. I'm going to have to cover my wife's eyes."
Yep.
That was some heavy duty stuff, man.
That was great. I was like, oh, this is how the season's going to be? Okay, I'm here for it. Let's go.
And if you
Let's go.
haven't watched it, what happens is all of her bones just start breaking as she's in the air. And your Hellfire guy, what's his
Eddie.
name again?
Eddie.
Wake up! I don't like this.
I don't like this, Chrissy. Wake up.
Dude,
Yeah, he did a great job.
here's the crazy thing: he's English.
Yeah,
He,
British.
like, you would never even know. What a good actor that you could do. I mean, Millie Bobby Brown is too, but she speaks in like 4-word sentences, so it's not like you would
Will
ever
is
know.
too, though, right?
Is Will?
No, it's
I didn't
I
know
think
that.
Noah Schnapp is. Or maybe he
I
just
thought he
makes
was
no. He
English
just
or
no. He
English.
makes fun of Millie Bobby Brown's accent exceptionally well.
So there you go.
Oh, okay. But yeah, when these guys throw on the American accent, you would never know. It's fantastic acting. It's
Yep.
just wonderful. Yeah.
Really nice. Really nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, production quality wise too. One thing I really wanted to point out, and I even wrote down in my notes, is that the production quality is phenomenal this season. I've had a lot of issues in season 2 and 3 with production stuff, whether it's CGI or the way the camera work was, the lighting, like it all kind of felt cheaper than normal. Whereas this season, it felt like they took the money that they were given, like millions of dollars, and spent them wisely. Like it was so well done, so well lit. They had really good directors directing the episodes, great music choices. Everything was well done, well edited. Fantastic. The pacing was great. So kudos to them for really pushing the budget and really working with that budget well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Well done. For
And-
Netflix show too, like out of all the Netflix shows, this is definitely one of the better looking ones.
And it's
this
also
season.
surprising just because it seemed like Stranger Things was on such a back burner just because of the way
Yeah.
they're like, here, it's just not really fanfare. Hey, it's come out. And I don't know if executives didn't watch this season or they did
Yeah, they're like
some case studies that consumer interest is down in Stranger Things. But yeah, they did an outstanding job.
Yeah, they really did. Especially with episode 4, which was a standout of like all of television, I think, so far this year. The running up the hill episode, so to speak. Where Sam
Oh,
Writing
Max
letter
was taken.
episode.
Oh yeah, that was
wow.
fantastic. Like that was pure horror. I loved every minute of it. It was so well paced. You have the one shot scene where the shootout happens in the household. And that's a whole one
Mhm.
take.
I was
The whole thing.
that was so like not Stranger Things. That was one of the most
Right? It
jarring
was like
things. I
I'm
was
like, what is happening right now? What show am I watching?
it looked like I tuned on to a completely different movie.
Right?
Hold on. I'm so sorry. You guys got to remind me what happened in this scene.
It's where the
So this
US
is the
Army
one
comes
where
to the
they're at
house.
Joyce's house, and the guys with like the army guys come in to get them all, and the FBI guys are trying to fight them back.
Yes. Gotcha. Yep. Tracking.
Yeah.
Remember. Yeah. And then they're trying to bury him in the junkyard. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that
It
the
was
next
like
episode, but
secret
yeah.
agent dude or something like that
That
on the
guy.
headstone. Okay.
There
I'm
you
caught
go.
up. Yeah.
There you go. But it was a really good one take scene. So shout out to Sean Levy, who is a fantastic director, and he did a great job with that episode. Great job with that. So
Wow, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
this show is just so fun. Okay, let's jump into Vecna then. What do you
Sure.
guys think of Vecna?
I really like him. Like, he is probably one of my favorite characters, and I think it's mostly two things. One, I think it's the actor who played him did a good job, and that they used like real prosthetics, and it wasn't CGI. So that was really nice.
So the
Gotcha.
only problem for me is they show him full body, and I
Mhm.
always look at right below the belt, and
Yeah,
it's
he's got
just
no ding dong.
distracting.
It's so
so distracting. It just throws me off completely.
the guy is filled with vines everywhere, except for the one spot he should have a vine.
Maybe he decided, you know what?
This is a distraction.
It's just a weird. It's like it's a visual thing that I don't expect, because he looks like he's inside out, like the end of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episode where
He
there's
does
the
look like
gas that
he's
turns you
inside out
inside
with
out.
the fly,
That's
yeah.
how he looks.
I'm thinking of it was like a Nickelodeon thing where the girl swings over the swing set and she goes inside out.
Oh yeah. No, I
Remember
love
that show?
one. Yeah.
The Inside Out girl. I forgot what her name is, but yeah, I'm thinking of that right now rather than the Simpsons.
That is funny.
Vecna was on the swing set and just went over the swing set. Now
Yep.
he's inside out. Yeah. No, at first I feel like I didn't care for Vecna at first
Okay.
until I learned who he was and how he got to that point. It was like, oh wow, this is a lot cooler than I was expecting.
Yeah, I really like the whole like kid who killed his family thing. That was awesome.
Wow.
More of that, please.
It
More
was
of
very
that.
haunting of Hill House.
It was great.
It was like almost just haunting of Hill House.
More of that, please. Oh, great. It was good times. Mother?
Oh man, no.
There's also, so that's the part where Max is running through it, and all I'm thinking of, this looks like a world that should have been in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, because it has
does
this whole
have that
red
look.
smoky
Yep.
thing, and I'm like, okay.
Floating
and then there's that
stuff,
point
yeah.
where Vecna's like, you can run, and all I'm thinking of is that Rick and Morty with Scary Terry's, where he's like, you can
Yes.
run, but you can't hide, and then Rick's like, Morty, wait, why are we gonna listen to that guy? What if we can hide? And that's all I'm thinking about the entire time for Max.
Poor Max.
Oh, that's good stuff, man.
And not only that, when Max, it's funny because Max gets saved because she has friends. Like it just shows so sad that Chrissy and Fred lacked friends, because that's all that she needed was
Really,
friends.
yeah.
The friends literally saved Max. They opened the little portal because they found the song that opens to her, and Fred and Chrissy just got killed by Vecna because they had no friends.
Yeah.
It was sad.
Now, have you guys
bad.
looked into some of the theories of
I
for
rolled
the
my
next-
eyes
stuff.
at some of the theories, because I know that there's some thing on Twitter where somehow they hinted at Vecna in season 1, even though the Duffer Brothers literally
no,
designed
no,
this
no.
to be one season. And
Right,
there's no
yeah,
way
yeah,
on earth they indicated a 4th season villain.
No, and I'm not talking about that one.
Okay,
I'm
good.
talking
Not
about,
reverse theories, but future
No,
theories.
future theories for.
Gotcha.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
pay attention to this, so no, I don't.
Okay, should I not even mention, because I've heard a couple that were like, "Oh wow, this really could be something."
It's up to you.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say, because what if it is, and then I'm like, "Oh, I ruined it."
That's
It's
fair.
up to you. It's fair.
I'll hold it in. I put it on my
Okay.
Instagram stories. If you caught my Instagram stories a couple
Check out
weeks,
Instagram stories.
well, no,
and
it
then
was
when
like
we
a
talk
week ago.
about part 2, you can say if you were right or not.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But it wasn't. It's not even my theory. It's someone else's
Then
theory.
I
But,
don't care about other people.
yeah.
so just say it then.
No, we're saying we
I
better
don't
hear
care about
your
other people's-
theory.
Yeah, I want to hear your opinion. Like if you have a theory
Yeah.
that's
No, I-
original.
I don't have original ideas,
then
man.
that's
I'm
fine
just a
then.
big dum dum over here.
Okay.
Anyway,
But yeah,
all right, any
no,
other-
I definitely. Sorry, go ahead. Yes.
I was just gonna say, do you have any favorite scenes, favorite characters, least favorite?
I see. I'm
Least
not-
favorite, I would say the CGI Bat Fight.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember much about that scene.
With
because I
the
was
bats
that's a
like
good
hooked
one.
onto Steve. It's when they first go into the upside down.
Oh, yeah,
and they're just
yeah.
swinging bats, and you can just tell they're swinging bats at bats, and It's just
That's not best.
It's just like really
that's on
that was not a good production CGI sequence at all.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
I kind of tuned out during that scene. So yeah,
I didn't
maybe you're
care
right.
for that either until Steve has like that hero stance at the end. Because the way the camera was set up, it was the hero stance, but that was like the only good part of that whole thing is like you almost get like that Avengers style look where you've got all three of them like like looking
see
really
that.
cool. Yeah, that was like really cool at the end of that, but that was about it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The CGI was not.
Yeah, the one thing
best there.
they did really well this season, more so than almost every other, because they do this every season, right? They do the whole like your main heroes kind of group up in that hero pose shot,
Right.
and they do that a lot this season. But I think they do it really well.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Like,
they
they just
also
kinda
have a
figured it
good
out.
transition from that scene to Russia. Like I know usually going to Russia is bad, but the
Oh, the
snow
pan
in
up?
Russia,
Yes,
it looks like the upside down particles
really
floating
cool.
around. Yeah.
yeah, that was a neat shot. Because you're like, oh, this is upside down. What part of this? You go, oh, it's Russia, which is kind of like the upside down.
It's pretty upside down, I'd say.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. Shoot, America's upside down too, man. Who knows anymore? Not to get political.
Well,
Let's get back to it. Yeah.
yeah, that was a good scene. Just because my brain, there's a lot. There were 7 episodes.
There's a
We're
lot.
probably gonna be bouncing around here. But one thing I wanted to call it before I forget, because it was something that I really liked, was a new like musical cue, I want to call it. And it's this like really kind of hyped up synth beat that they had, and they think they only used it like 2 times, maybe 3. The one time that I remember it was used effectively is when they both see each other in the upside down, and they kind of do the whole pan around, like the 2 groups
Mhm.
seeing each other, one at the top and one at the bottom. There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
particular new riff that they had created for that scene that I really enjoy, and I hope they use that more moving forward, because it's definitely one of the more upbeat pieces of music that they've ever used in Stranger Things that are usually pretty dark. So it was really fun to
Nice.
hear that, something new.
What did you
Like
guys
that.
think of that whole not getting away from the music on that scene though? What did you guys think of that looking up and you could see into the upside down and then looking
Oh, it's
through
great.
it?
Oh, I love that whole thing.
Yeah.
And then
no,
being
I
able
like-
It was a
climb
geek out
through it?
moment.
Yeah.
For sure. Geek out moment. I loved it. I also love the bike transition too, where the 2 bikes, they're biking in the normal world and it transitioned upside down to the bikes in the upside down. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
What did you guys think of Robin and Nancy? I felt like those were the 2 pairings where it didn't feel like the actors had any chemistry whatsoever.
Yeah, I kind of felt that too. I think they were kind of trying to force that because they're like the 2 girls and they're trying to like make them be friends on it. And like maybe they didn't have to be necessarily. I don't know. I felt that too. I didn't feel any chemistry between them. Maybe that was deliberate though. Like maybe they're supposed to
Yeah,
be like
I
that.
can see like because
bro.
Robin going and saying, "Oh, I'm socially awkward." It's
Right.
I don't even think it's funny, and it's just
No.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm right there with
Yeah.
you. I think yes, I agree with the whole like I think that they kind of got screwed up too because yeah, you have this whole scene of her like, "Oh, I'm socially awkward. Be my friend, be my friend." And then all of a sudden it's like now they're friends. And
Right.
and one of them was like, I don't really need to be your friend." Nancy's like, "I don't need to be your friend. I don't care. Whatever. You are who you are, whatever." Not you are who you are, but you know what I mean? Like she just didn't care.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden now it's like, okay, well, oh cool, now we're pal in the next episode. It's like, well, where was there was really no transition to that. It was just like our socials, a hard cut, baby.
Yep.
Maybe they bonded over the Victor Creel story about him stabbing himself in the eyes.
Oh,
knows?
God.
That was great. That was a great cut. He goes in for the kill, and they transition to him. Oh, so good. That's good editing. You don't necessarily have to show something. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
Psycho did that
You
brilliantly.
can let the audience do everything.
Infer it, and it's just as scary, if not scarier.
Well, and
Mhm.
Robert Englund, man, he just knows how to do horror.
He does.
And the
best.
makeup artist who did his eyes.
Yeah, the
Wow.
pus coming out of his eyes.
Oh,
and
come on.
everything.
No.
Oh yeah,
I-
that was great.
Come on. Let's pump the brakes on that, eh?
Yum yum.
Okay,
Good
no, I want to jump into another kind of screeching halt moments for
Okay.
me is any time with 11 with Papa. I kind of like, there's been a lot of times where I'm just like, I kind of don't care.
Yeah,
Like, I
care
don't
either.
care what you're doing, because the issue is they're just replaying a bunch of stuff over and over and over.
I think the
again.
issue is that Matthew Modine went to the Star Wars school of he was dead and we don't need to bring him back.
Don't need to bring him back.
I mean, there was that throwaway line that he was still alive in everyone's favorite episode. So,
Well, just like Hopper, Hopper was dead, but we
No
had
one
to
ever dies.
shoehorn his story back.
even
into
Billy
it.
came back technically. for an
Oh my God,
episode.
Billy was.
I mean, he wasn't alive, but
No,
he did come back. So, does happen.
And then we
Does
haven't
happen.
talked about the basketball team. We talked about the Hellfire Club,
Ooh,
but there's
yeah.
Lucas's caught between essentially the nerds and the jocks. Like he's literally caught in between. And sometimes he makes really cringy bad decisions, but eventually he does come around.
Yeah, took him a while.
Yeah, it takes him a really long while.
Those jock scenes, though, man. Oh my God, like it makes me so nervous for like every time that they're on screen and they're like plotting out to do something. I'm like, I get so nervous for the characters that they're going up against, because those guys are out for blood, man.
I mean, that one guy who is the leader guy, you know, he's like 40 years old, but he's somehow a high schooler.
In high school.
Yeah. He's going to be a future politician. He has these speeches down to rally people around. Like he goes and talks, and for some reason, this whole city hall is there, and they listen. He doesn't say anything of value, and they're like, "Yeah,
Yes, you're right.
It's so true. Oh my God. Now, is he going to make a character turn, or is he going to? Oh, you know what? He might be the one who dies. You think
Oh,
he
he'll
could be?
definitely die.
You think he'll die?
yeah.
But do you
Oh,
think he'll die at Vecna's hands, or,
Or
do you
is
think
he going
he'll
to have
die
a Billy death, or is he going to just
like a redemption
die?
depth?
Yeah?
Redemption death. Maybe.
Well, I mean, he comes off as this like savior type.
Maybe.
I mean,
Maybe
look at the
he'll-
very
he'll-
first episode. He rallied the team to win. Pass it to me. I will win this game for us.
And he
Yeah, I think he's
fails.
gonna hook up with Mike's mom. Is what's gonna happen, most likely.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. Mrs. Wheeler. Feel sorry for her.
Oh, man, she's
She can call
fantastic.
me. Mhm.
Really glad that they don't show a whole lot of the parents in these shows, right?
I
It's
guess
so
it's fun when they do.
interesting how now Lucas's parents, Mike's parents, and Dustin's mom, they finally take interest. Like Joyce is the only one who's had interest in the kids for
Ever,
3
right? Yeah.
seasons. And now this season, she doesn't even know she has kids. She's done. I'm all in on Hopper.
So that's
I don't
opposite.
care
Like,
about
yeah, I've
the
done
kids at
that.
all. I'm going to Russia or Alaska, whatever. I
Russia,
don't.
the other side of the
yeah.
world.
Yeah, just whatever. The kids are done, and now they care that the kids might be doing D&D. That is some evil voodoo stuff. Now we take interest in our kids' lives.
You're playing a dice game? Dare you?
They've been playing it the whole time.
Yep.
That's what's so stupid. They're literally in the Wheelers' basement. They know what they've been doing.
But now it's dangerous.
Well, the issue is yeah, now someone died and they think that it was their dungeon leader.
People have been
so-
dying in this town for so long, and
Oh my
so
God,
many
that's so
people
true.
have been dying.
That is so true.
Yeah.
And then shout out to Joyce moving. So they do the same thing in Mac and Me, where all of a sudden this single mom
Oh my
has
God.
all of this money.
Oh
She
my
literally
God.
lives in Indiana. And she sold her decrepit house that's in the middle of nowhere for, I don't know, she might have got $5 out of that thing. But she somehow does have 40 grand in the bank that she can use for the ransom note. But she also affords this house in California. Like, I don't know where in California. It looks like it could be like Palmdale, Lancaster. It's not a nice part of California. It's out in the desert. But still, she has a big house. There's like a 3-bedroom house she has. And she has 40,000 in the bank. I don't know where she got all this money.
All of a
It's
sudden, she
selling
was like,
the Encyclopedia Britannicas.
Yeah, it's selling
That's
the
big money.
encyclopedias. Yeah.
That's big money, man.
it is funny. So I shoot real estate, and no joke, there was a house that I was just at that had the entire Encyclopedia Britannica
Nice.
on a shelf, and I was like, Really? People
Vintage.
bought these? Oh my god!
I had
And then
them
that
in my
house,
house.
or that city that they're in, they go to, I don't know what it is. It's called some stupid name, but it has its own airport. I don't know what little stupid city this is, but it has its own airport that Mike can fly directly from Indiana to.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
He didn't fly into LAX or even Burbank or Ontario. No, he's going to this little
Podunk
rinky-dink
town,
city's
yeah.
airport. That must have cost so much to fly into that in 1985.
Encyclopedias, man. I don't know. Just tell ya.
Well, and then this is where we get introduced to the stoner friend that you guys seem to like. I don't know why.
funny.
Yeah,
He's funny. What are you talking
he's
about?
I also
enjoyable
like that
for like
Pass the
5
Dutchie
minutes.
song too.
He's enjoyable for about 5 minutes, and then it's like, oh, this guy's here just to sell stuff. Because almost immediately, right once that episode came on, Quicksilver posts, "Hey, buy his entire outfit. Do you like this guy? Buy his outfit."
Interesting.
Well, I mean,
Did not know that.
Steve does those KFC product placements in season 1. He literally says, "Wow, that's finger licking good."
He does. Yeah.
They're having dinner at Barb's house, and so it's not new to Stranger Things. They have the whole Jif peanut butter placement, which I talked to Prague about this. Somehow they actually did have glass containers of Jif peanut butter right up until 1986. So the Duffer Brothers somehow got this in under the wire to do glass peanut butter jar containers.
I know this. I remember the sound of
It's crazy.
taking the glass when I was getting my peanut butter as a kid.
Oh, weird.
I am old.
We didn't make the joke.
But
You
to say, unlike season 2 and 3, this, just like season 1, felt very authentic to the time. Like, very authentic. I felt like I was back in the 80s. Like, it was really well done. It didn't feel like I was in like just an advertisement for the 80s, but like the actual 80s. So kudos to them. Roller Winks was my childhood. That's where you went.
Yeah.
I
all the
loved the roller skate to the face.
Oof.
Good
yes.
times.
I could always watch roller skate to the
Angela-
face. Like, it was finally like, it was such a payoff. Like, I need something to happen to this stupid basketball guy in the same way.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
He's gonna redeem himself, man. He's gonna redeem himself somehow. And then you're gonna be like, okay, are we gonna be rolling our eyes on the very last episode on this?
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
I
Hopefully
mean,
not.
either, man.
I don't think so.
So far, so good.
Yeah. I think the weirdest parts have been Mike and Will. It's just like,
Which
I don't even
what's
know why.
going on with their dynamic? Is Will
The
Will
problem
into
is-
11? Like, what's
well,
happening?
no, I think the problem is that Will wasn't a character in season 1. He was a thing. And now they're
Right.
like, oh crap, we have to make an actual character of him, and they don't know what to do.
That's my guess. My other guess is that he is like one of the Duffer Brothers. Like that was what they felt like growing up as a kid, and it was like maybe they're just awkward and shy, or something. I don't know.
Like they
But
kind
it
of
didn't lend to a good character.
right.
He's
That's
not
all.
particularly awkward and shy, though.
Yeah, I guess not. I don't
He's
know.
pretty eloquent when he's talking, and he has no problem really communicating with anybody.
All right, I don't know what I'm talking about then. He's just
No,
awkward to me, at least.
That's the
He's
way I
awkward
look
with
at him.
11.
I look at him as an awkward character as well. I mean, I think that's what they're going for. They seem to be going for an awkward
I
kid.
would say he's
Right.
awkward more with relationships, but not within the structures of society.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's
But he
kind of what I
doesn't-
was hinting at, though.
Yeah, I can see that.
There we
Yeah.
go. But
Yeah, he just doesn't know how to do that.
but what is it? Is it that he's in love with 11? Is he in love with Will? Like, what's
I mean,
What
He
are
might be in love with Will.
Mike,
he loves
Will-
himself.
Will-
he does. The painting is of me.
it is Wolf with never mind. I can't even say the kid's name.
Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
The
Will-
dude
That
looks
kid
like
looks
such.
like
He's
Will
trying so hard to be a knockoff Timothy Chalamet that it doesn't even matter what his name is.
Wow.
Well, okay. I feel like we
He's
haven't talked
gone.
about-
His existence is gone. He
I feel like-
sacrificed all of himself.
we have not talked anything
Yeah.
about Dustin. Dustin
True.
has been the comic relief for the last 3 seasons.
He's trying really hard though, or they're trying
know.
really hard with Dustin.
They really are. Like they
I think-
don't have anything to fall back on with him.
I mean, he is the guy that kind of figures everything out this season. He's the
They're
person
making
that's
him
kinda
definitely
helping
the
that
brains
storyline.
guy.
The
for
brains
sure.
guy is what he is.
Yeah.
Less the
He-
funny guy, more the brains guy.
He's
this
doing
season.
like, hey, audience, this is how we're doing this. Like he's being essentially the narrator almost.
Right, which is unfortunate,
Yeah.
but it's the way it is. I still like him and Steve together. I think they still
Yeah.
have they're
I
good
love
scenes, but
it.
that's about it though. Like their scenes are great, and that's about it. And one thing I did notice that I'm sure other people probably picked up on earlier, and I just didn't, is that Dustin's mom is a single mom. He doesn't have a dad, so Steve really is kind of like a father figure for him. Not
Oh,
just an older
yeah.
brother, but like more like a father figure. Someone he really kind of looks up to. I think. So it's kind of.
I feel
a
bad
neat
for
dynamic.
Dustin's mom, where there's that
Oh my
one time
God,
she's
totally.
watching the news of all these people being killed, and Dustin's like, "Don't worry, I'm going out. We'll be safe."
Yep. Let me buy.
Poor lady. I do
Yeah.
feel
Just
bad
wants to
for
love
her
her,
too.
Dustin.
Your Dusty Bear. Wait, no,
And
that
we
was
got
the other one.
Susie. We got Susie
So
for a little
Susie.
bit.
I did not care for Susie's family. The whole Utah Mormon.
That was
thing.
weird. That was a weird
It
scene.
was
I don't
just-
get it.
It ties into the whole Mike and Will thing, where we don't even know what happened to them. I don't think
Right.
they show up in episode 7. We last see them in episode 6. They're doing something, and then we don't see them again. So I don't know what they're
Yeah,
doing.
hold on.
They just
I don't
wrote off
know.
that storyline into a ...
I'm okay with that though.
Oh, I know, I am
I
too. They
know.
just don't know what they're doing with the season at all, or with that storyline. They're like, "Ugh."
And then they're having to drive across country to go back to Indiana. Whatever.
Just give them busy work because they weren't
Yeah.
part of
No,
the
they're most
either
likely
upside down
driving.
crew or
They're
anything.
most likely driving to Nevada. They're not going to drive back to Indiana. 'Cause they're
Oh,
in
yeah,
California,
that's
remember?
true. That's
Yeah,
right.
they have
Yeah.
to bail out 11 from
Yeah, they're all going to meet up there. That's what's going to happen.
figuring out new superpowers. Now she's going to be super powered.
Super
So-
powered.
She's going Super Saiyan on everybody.
Do you guys speculate any major deaths?
Do I spec? I think there's going to be major deaths. Do I know
Well, I mean, I'm
who
sorry.
they're going
I'm
to be? I
hoping they
don't
kill
know.
Mike.
Who? Well, the hope is always there.
I'm
but
rooting for killing Mike every season.
He sucks so bad.
My money is on Will dying, and my money is also on Steve possibly dying.
I think my money's on Steve, and I don't want Steve to die, but I think that it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think Nancy was the bait and switch. We all thought it was going to be Steve going and doing something. That last episode ended up being Nancy, and then yeah, she'll be fine. So it's definitely going to be him. So
What about you, Trevor? You got any thoughts?
It would make sense. Like, I don't care if Will dies. It would be devastating. Like, I thought Steve could have died at the end of season 2, where he's the last one in the whole running all the kids out. So
Right.
I feel like it's been building, and there's only so much you can do with Steve's character. Like, they're trying to rekindle the romance with Nancy, and it's like being the martyr would be even more devastating to Nancy.
yeah, that's what I think is going to happen.
He has to
I
save
don't want that
Dustin
to
or save
happen, man.
He
somebody.
has to save all the kids. He's the ultimate
Yep.
babysitter, man.
Oh,
Got to do
he
it.
doesn't want to be the babysitter.
He doesn't have to be. He'll be dead.
Oh man. I just don't want Steve. No, but that's the thing is I agree with you guys. I really do think Steve's going to be the one dying, and I don't
Well,
want
also
that to be true.
I mean, Joe Carey probably wants to move on too.
Really?
Why not?
He wants to be
We've been
more
for a
than
while.
Stranger Things, Steve.
Yeah.
Just because it's such a big ensemble cast. It gets bigger and bigger too. It's a huge cast now.
Yeah, they keep adding characters.
Well, and it's already been approved for season 5. So
That's the finale, though.
Yeah, but they
Right,
knew
of
this.
course.
It
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
that was
right,
known
of
for a
course. But with a big bad the way that we have right now, how are they going to be able to top what we have now? Like, because
So-
Vecna's very, very good.
I don't know if Vecna is good. That was my one. So at the end of episode 7, I love the reveal of the 2 different storylines being told where Nancy figures it out while somebody else figured. Who else figures it? They both figure it out at the same time.
11.
Yeah, 11. So we see 11's revelation in the past, and we see Nancy's revelation in the present. It's a really cool story mechanic. I love where 2 different characters come to the same point in different time periods. The problem is we know 1, and he literally kills everybody. But 11, when she's a little tiny girl, still owns him and banishes him to the netherworld.
She's OP.
And so
Right.
now we're supposed to be scared of him when 11's going to supposedly be more powerful once she comes out of this thing.
Good point.
She already owned him when she was a little tiny kid.
Yep.
Hmm.
He's not so menacing, is he?
That's the problem with making 11 so powerful.
Well, and I mean, they're sitting here building up the whole like, well, I don't have powers. How am I supposed to beat anybody?
Yeah, we've seen that storyline a million times.
Yeah.
Oh, character with powers loses powers, gets powers back just in the nick of time.
Yeah. Obi-Wan.
It's funny too because
No more.
they have all these other characters doing all this stuff, but they can't do anything without 11. They even joked about, oh yeah, we had the superpower girl last time.
And now we
So
don't. So
they're running around doing all this stuff. If 11's not there, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
What's
how do they
Nancy and
survive?
Steve
Yeah.
and Dustin, everybody, what are they going to do? Wait for
Die.
11 to show up?
Die.
This is where 11 usually saves the day. We figured it out.
help
we know
me.
now.
We got it. Come on, 11. Where are you?
We got the
figured it out.
backstory checked.
Whoops.
Oh boy. Well, I gotta tell you, I'm excited for July 1st, man. It's
Oh yeah. It's coming up.
They've done a really good job.
I looked at I was like, what's today? And I'm like, oh, it's only the 27th. It's so far away to finish this show.
Yeah.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to watch it. Wait. Yes. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I want to give a shout out to the Pennywise house, literally in the Upside Down. I want to give a shout out to Vecna having these jigsaw type of, you did this horrible thing and now you're going to have to pay for it. Like they're such, like they took all these little parts of every single horror thing. Like there's the obvious Freddy Krueger in your dreams type of thing, but just to go every little piece out there.
So nice supercut of horror. That's for sure.
See, and that's the issue that I'm having is not with the with this little nugget that I know, but someone came up with this theory, and I want to say it because I feel like you guys would be like, "Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense," but I can't, and I'm not going to.
Okay.
Whatever.
Are you saying it's a WandaVision thing where 11's just watching TV and she's watching horror movies and she's created Vecna completely in her mind. There is no one at all, and she did kill everybody at the.
You
outset
saw
of
the same
episode.
video.
The trauma was so much that she had to create another villain.
Yeah,
I didn't do it, surely.
she
Surely
couldn't
there
be
was
the
another
monster.
person.
She created another monster who did it.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give that little hint. Possible other villain in this series.
Well,
And
hopefully
not
the
in this
Mind
series.
Flayer.
In this. No. In this season.
Ah.
We've
Okay.
met this person already.
It's Nightmare,
Ah.
right? It's Mephisto.
It's Mephisto.
There we go.
There it is.
Mephisto is the one who oversees the Mind Flayer and oversees Vecna. Okay, cool. We finally figured it out.
All right, guys. Well, I guess we're done.
Yeah, I do want to point out one thing though, just because it seems like the Duffer Brothers have never been to California or whatever. I don't know who wrote the script, but when Murray tells about driving down, the 5 freeway does not go through Ventura. It doesn't go anywhere near Ventura. It takes forever to get from Ventura to the 5 freeway. No.
Wow.
They're not from California, by the way. They're from like the Midwest or the East
And they've
Coast.
never been to
So,
California. And so they just threw out freeway names and city names.
Pretty much.
He could have said the 101. It goes right through Ventura. Boom. Look how easy that is.
Oh, well.
Coming from a Californian. I
Coming
would have
from
never
somebody
even
who
known.
lived in Ventura.
Never lived in Ventura or knew where it was. So ooh, now I know. Don't say the 5 around there, I guess.
It's just a hassle.
No, I know. I get it. I get it. The 5 is always a hassle from 2 to 6. We all know that.
Freeways, man.
You're telling
California.
me.
It's a thing.
Yep. Cool.
Yep. So everyone, are you excited for July 1st, part 2? Are you going to watch all episodes at the same time? Like, oh my God, I can't wait because you have to not get spoiled online because you still use online to get spoiled. Like, It's cool when you delete Twitter and Instagram. You can't get spoiled by anything. It's you just take your time. You're like, oh yeah,
just
I'm watching
have-
Stranger Things whenever I feel like it.
You've got me who wants to spoil this for you. That's why we
But
talk.
yeah, let us know. Let us know if you're gonna watch it immediately. If you loved part 1, did you hate part 1? Is what I've seen is part 1 is the best thing of Stranger Things ever, and I'm like, wait till part 2 comes out to say some stupid declarative statement like that. They could drop the ball completely. We have no idea. And also,
That is
Stranger
the
Things
most-
season 1 is amazing.
That is the most Trevor thing that Trevor could ever say. Cool.
But to everyone listening, we do hope you enjoy it, and we'll talk to you next time.
Frog out.
Adios, y'all.